welcome back to part 2, as promised. Bit of an update on some good news. I actually found me an old spare pager motor. As you can see right here, this little tiny thing. Yeah, we'll bring it up to you. This is an actual analog electrical motor. It does work. Yeah. Look, here's a comparison for you. Motor, 9-volt battery. Not sure if you can hear that, but yeah, little squeaker. That's at 9 volts. You don't want to run 9 volts for this thing constantly, you'll kill it. It maxes out, I believe, at 4.5, 5 volts. But anyway, and I did take the engine compartment out, and I did push it in, and if you can just make it out, that is the motor tip sticking out. So I can convert the propeller, because as you can see, the propeller has a shaft. It's a male shaft, so I'll just turn it into a female, which means I'll cut this off here and use my pin vise, pin into it, and well, I've got to paint it first before I do that, and then that way I'll just push it in. As you can see, I'm not going to push it all the way in, but I'll push it in and set it up so that the motor can free spin it, and that's what it's done. I'm not going to bother cleaning the landing gear, the missiles, or the fuel pod, or the bombs just yet, simply because they're always going to be lost for me. I'm going to go back to the model and show you what I've done. Of course, that's the engine, as you can see. Here is the main fuselage, the canopy, the cockpit, whatever you want to call it. I call it fuselages, main fuselage. Again, I'm trying to find a B-17 or a B-17 or a Beaufighter, British Beaufighter, in this scale. And unfortunately, I just can't find it. I just can't find it, which is kind of upsetting. Because I wanted to do it in a specific diorama. Again, the wings still, even after you put them together, you can still see this horrible mold line area here. So I'm going to spend quite a while sanding that down and filing it and doing all that fun stuff. And so yeah. But what I wanted to do is give you a brief update of where we're at here, but also give you some modelling tips. And tip number 1 is, I know a lot of people don't want to pay for, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, you know, anywhere up to $15 to $20 or you know, 12, 15 British pounds for modelling putty, when all it is just epoxy. Just, well, clay, epoxy, you know, it's just mundane. Takes forever to dry, you know, it takes forever to work with. Sometimes they're too coarse, they're too heavy, you can't sand them properly, various other things like that. Well, I found a way around that, and that is 3M's Bondo glazing and spot putty. This stuff comes in a really big tube. I mean, this tube I've had for a while now, and I've used it several times on my Klingons. Klingon ships, the SR-71 Blackbird. I used it on the Enterprise, I used it on the Reliant, I've used it on damn near every model I've got that has a mold line. This is what I use to get rid of mold lines, guys. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I cannot tell you to get any other modeling putty other than this. And it's not even a modeling putty. You can get this at any automotive store, O'Reilly's, Napa, wherever that sells automotive parts. And it's basically Bondo itself, the metal tin with the little red paste, and you mix it yourself. But this is pre-mixed, as you can see. Look, I'll have the cap for you. It's pre-mixed, no mixing. You won't burn your hands, you won't get chemical burns, unlike you will with the actual old stuff. Because the old stuff, you had to add the hardener to it, and that's what gave it the chemical reaction. You burn yourself. This does not need a hardener. It hardens via oxygen. It's an oxygen hardener, and it's a damn good deal. You can get this has done me 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6. This will be my 7th model kit that I've used on this, and I'm not even halfway through on the tube. I've got a full tube. Let me grab that and show it to you. Oop, I couldn't kick the camera. And I am back, guys. As you can see, this is the full-size tube that's still in the packaging. So you can see, guys, 7 models, and I barely used about 1.5 inches of the tube. So that was actually a tip given to me by a master model builder by the name of Steve Neal. You can find him on YouTube. He also gave me another tip. I like to light up my models, as you've seen. I like to light up my jet fighters, my starships, things like that. Well, the problem with doing that is you get what's called hotspots, and what a hotspot is where the LED or whatever light source you're using, the modeling paint on. You've painted your model, you've got the electronics, you've put them in, you've turned them on, and you've found a hotspot where the light is so bright it comes through the paint of your model. Well, there's a way that you can fix that without actually having to completely repaint the model, and that is to use a product called Slick, Tulip Slick. This is their Tulip Slick Black, and basically what this is, it's an acrylic based paint, but look how thick it is. It is extremely thick. It's almost like insanely thick. See, it's starting to peel already. See, it's that thick. And what you do is you open your model, or you go to where you're going to put it, and you use this stuff to light block the hotspots. By, for example, if I was going to light up the wings of this plane, and I've got my LEDs here and here, but I don't want the LEDs to light up top here, I'd flip it over, take the Tulip Slick, apply it to this side of the plane, let it dry, you know, thin it out a little bit, let it dry, close the model up, light the model up. If it's, if the light block's gone or if it's dampened a lot, open her up again. Again, you don't glue your model together yet. Apply more tulip, let it dry, close it up, rinse and repeat until you've got no more hotspot and the light is only sourcing from where you want it. That's another quick tip I have to pass on to you. That was given to me by, again, a master modeler by the name of Steve Neal. I will put a link to his channel down below into this video series so you can check him out, subscribe to him and whatnot. He also takes modeling build requests. So if you have a model kit that you've always wanted to see professionally built, Steve used to work for Paramount Studios making models for TV shows, movies, TV commercials. He's a big RC fanatic fan, so the majority of his models are all RC, remote control planes, submarines, especially submarines. He loves remote control submarines. I cannot stress that. The guy's videos are epic. I will post a link down below to his channel and you can check him out and whatnot, which is all great. Again, he does take modeling requests, so say you don't want to do this Corsair but you want it professionally made, contact him, talk turkey for, get some. I want to try and drum up some business for him because he is a really good modeler. Now, back to this model at hand. Why did I choose to motorize the engine? Why do I do anything? Why do I do the things I do? Well, it's simple. I don't like simple things. It's that easy. I see this little electric motor. I can see it fitting. It's plenty of canopy room. I mean, look at this plane. It's hollow. It's plenty of room to put even a running light. If you follow your instructions over here, if you follow the instructions, it lists what color goes where, lighting wise. So you can light this model in theory if you had some really tiny surface mount LEDs of the appropriate color. As you can see right here, it says red and green, which means a red LED would go in the left wing and the green LED would go in the right wing. Oh, sorry, I'm out of focus. Out of view, sorry. As you can see, red LED would go here, green LED would go there. You just run it along inside the wing, run it to the fuselage, where you'd have a small little coin cell battery, or if you really wanted to, and you've got it on display. For example, say this is a display stand. Got it on display. You can run the wires down into the base and into a little old cell phone charger, whatever, as long as the voltages don't go over an X amount. So I could keep the running lights and the motor going, for example. So you got the little pager motor here, spinning the propeller with the running lights on the wings. You know, let's put it. Now this is just a dry fit, but you can get a rough idea of what I'm doing. So have it in flight where it's at an angle or something, you know, where you can see both the lights and whatnot. Again, I don't like static posed models. I don't like models that look, I mean, for example, if I've got a tank, I don't want it straight with the barrel straight. You know, sorry, I don't want it straight with the barrel straight. I want the tank off at an angle, with the turret facing a different angle, with the machine gun facing a different angle, with a crewman firing the 50 caliber machine gun at something. You know, that I like to make every model that I build into a diorama, because it's you're telling a story. You're telling a story with every model that you make, and that's the point, guys. You've got to tell a story, otherwise your story is going to become unknown. Now, I think this is part 2 or 3. I think it's part 3 of the video series. Again, tools that you're going to need: sprue cutters, X-Acto, nice sharp blade, clean blade, various sanding sponges, sanding sticks, and a micro file set. I got my 10-piece needle file set at my local hardware store. It was in one of their bargain bins. I got it for like $4, and a pin vise. Or if you're that uber rich, you know, get one of those modeling Dremels or the Tamiya drill, things like that. And your imagination. And unfortunately, imagination, you know, doesn't just stick with a box. I mean, when I first saw this model kit, I didn't just see the Corsair. I didn't just see, you know, a stock plane sitting on the tarmac waiting to fly. I saw, you know, I saw it in flight. I saw it flying. I saw it, you know, letting all 6 of its 50 caliber machine guns firing, you know, dropping its bombs. That's what I saw. I saw it in flight. I used my imagination and I saw this thing flying. I didn't see it statically sitting on a runway with a pilot picking his nose going, "When do I fly?" You know, again, for example, the P-51 Mustang, it's in flight. It's a beautiful box art compared to the box art of the Tesla's model. Again, I'm the type of person that likes the box art. To me, is what attracts most people to your product. Okay, plain and simple. If you just want a generic box that says model kit, car, Ford, 49 Mercury, that's great. Have a white box, black writing. Will it sell? I don't know. But as you can see, this plane is flying. Again, it's fighting Messerschmitt 262s, which is wrong because the 262 didn't really fight the P-51D Mustang. But anyway, that doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. But this is a beautiful box art. And so, will I be doing the plane with its gears down on the runway? No. I will be doing this plane in flight, flying. I probably might. I will be ordering me some more pager motors, so do expect to see this engine, actually the propeller spinning and things like that. I may even go as far as to figuring out where its running lights are, or if it had any running lights. I don't think it had any running lights. No, this did do night flying. Yeah, it did do night flying. So yes, this did do night. So it does have running lights. So I'll find out where the night running lights are, and I may even light it up like I've done with most of my other plane model kits. And yeah, so that's what I like to do. I like to make my model kits come to life, and you can do it just like on the box, and that's fine and dandy. If you're doing it with say your niece or your nephew, who has never built a model kit before in their life. But if you are passionate about your projects, and you guys know I'm passionate about all of my projects, which is why for some reason I never seem to finish most of my projects. I get them to a certain point, leave them on my shelf, and I'm like, I'll come back to it later. Why? Because I know, like the Doctor doesn't like to say goodbye, plain and simple. But this project I will be knocking out, because this project is going to be probably the last model I'll be building it in this office. Fingers crossed in the next couple of weeks I will be moving into a new home We're finalising the paperwork on it, and so yeah, you guys will get a tour of my new office. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. My new office, and of which the model kits that I will be finishing in that new office will be the P51D Mustang, the Klingon D7 Cruiser, the Enterprise, the retrofit Enterprise, and the Reliant, along with a special project I'm building that I've decided not to videotape it or anything. I've just decided to just flat out go ahead, build it, put it up on display, and if someone says, hey, you know, how did you do that, I'll rebuild a new one. You know what I mean? So it's just from my personal passion. But I'm gonna end this video here with a typical, you know, peace and love and respect. Take care, and I'll see you guys all on the far side. See you in the next part.